Okay, and we are live. Today we're making a quick and easy celebration cookie pop because this week we've been celebrating 5 years on YouTube. And I'm just mixing up my color right now for dipping. But before I get the color adjusted, because I want a nice black candy melt, not gray, I'm going to get my cookie pop on the stick so it can set. So we're just going to dip a little bit. And then we're going to take our cookie and just press it in there. Don't go all the way to the end, but get it on there so it's good. And then you can also kind of scrape off the excess on the bottom a little bit on the bowl. So it kind of cleans up the bottom a little bit, and it's not going to have like a little chunk of melts right there. So then we're going to let this set because we want to make sure that that helps the cookie stay on the stick, or else it could just slip right off when we're trying to fully dip it. So let's pop that in the fridge just to make sure it sets a little bit faster and a little bit stronger because it is warm today. Okay, and then we're gonna add some melts, to our melts, we're gonna add some of our color. And because these are melts, we wanna add a oil-based food gel, like this is the one I'm using. I need to get some more of this one because I use it a lot, but I want a pretty good amount. And then let's mix it up. Because if you add something like, I use Wilton food gel colors for a lot of stuff, but if you add it to melts, they're going to make them seize because those are water-based. So we need oil-based for our melts when you're working with melts or chocolate or anything like that. Okay, that's definitely better. I feel like I want it just a teensy bit darker, but I definitely need to get another bottle of this one. Trying to hit the bottom. Also try not to get all over my hands because I keep doing that. Okay, I think that should be good. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I could make it a little bit darker, but I also don't like adding too much because it also thins out the melts a bit. That looks like a pretty good color and consistency to me. To be nice and runny. So, our melts are ready. I'm going to clean up this color a little bit over here. And I want to make sure that our sprinkles and everything that we're going to want to use is ready to go. So I have some gold chunky sprinkles, and I think I want to do some gold chunky sprinkles. I also have this little 5, which I'm going to put down on a piece of parchment paper. I already have this 5 made up. It has a little bit of edible glitter on it, but I want to brush it with some silver. Usually I would use chocolate, but I have this one already ready to go, and it's made using some of these black melts. So I'm using some edible silver luster dust and a nice fluffy brush to brush with our luster dust on top of our little candy melt 5 here. Okay, completely coated in silver. I feel like, I don't know, the colors for me for celebration feel very much like silver and gold and black. It does also kind of feel New Year's-ish, but that's also kind of celebration time. So that's the vibe I'm going with today for our celebration. And let's see, I'm ready with our melts here. So let me grab our cookie pop. And when our sprinkles are ready to go, as soon as I dip it. Just completely coating this. depending on the color of the melts or the thickness. Sometimes I like to do what I call the crumb coat to lock in the crumbs, but these ones are a little bit on the thicker side, so I feel like I only need to do one for this one. Just do a gentle little scrape. And then I think I'm going to add our sprinkles. I've had a couple different ideas about it. I want to do this one. Just completely cover the top. And then I could either do a drizzle over the top, or I could just set the 5 right in there. I feel like I want to do some kind of drizzle. I think that's going to look a little bit better. So I'm going to add some of these melts to a piping bag. Actually, I already have a piping bag ready to go for it. And I always test piping it back right into the bowl to make sure it's working. And then I think I just want to do a nice diagonal drizzle over the top. And then let's put our little candy melt 5 right in the middle. Because those are still setting, we can actually give it like a light little squish and have it be set in there a little bit better. I'm trying to move it without touching anything else. Make sure it's nice and even. That looks pretty good to me. I don't want to move it too much. Quick. Okay. So that looks pretty good, and let's have that one set up just a little bit. But like I said, I could have done it a couple different ways. So instead of doing, completely covering it with the gold, I could have just done the dip and then done a different color drizzle over the top, have the gold attached to the drizzle. But I just think this one looks really fun with a bunch of gold on it. And then I love the way that the silver really pops. I don't want to like lift it up, so I'm gonna scooch you closer. But I love the way that this particular luster does just really pops, especially when you put it on like a black or chocolate melt. It really, really looks great. And so I like the way that it pops on the gold and black backdrop. And yeah. I know this was like a super quick live compared to other ones, but this is our first live back in a while. So I wanted something quick and easy and definitely related to our theme of the week celebration for our 5 years on YouTube. Thank you so much for all of the love and support on lives and shorts and tutorial videos and everything. Definitely next week we'll have a little bit of a longer live. We're going to be doing something rainbow themed because next week is Rainbow Week. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And I'm not seeing any questions pop up in the chat, but if you do have any questions or anything to pop in there, this will be up later and you can do a comment on the live video later. So that is our live for today. We have one more video for our short celebration week coming up today for our cupcakes. And then, like I said, stay tuned for next week for Rainbow Week and some more fun stuff coming up this summer. And I hope you guys have a really great weekend, and I will see you very soon. Bye.